Hello, everyone. Just gonna start off saying that this is a pretty bad day today. I learned last night that Bering was taken off, and at first I was pretty much with everybody, thinking that it was SJWs and feminists doing like a flagging campaign and trying to get him kicked off in that regard. And it may have been, but they technically had a good reason apparently, from the little bit of looking around that I've done, they they possibly could have gotten him on a use of a character from Total Drama Island. Cartoon Bear looks very similar, if not an exact copy of a character from Total Drama Island.
This is not a real bear, and I'm going to prove it to you. Wow, that does look kind of real.
And that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate for us because I really enjoyed Bearing. I love Bearing. I'm not saying he's going to be going away. Just I think he's going to have to obviously redo his avatar, and guys like Suit Yourself created some avatars that he could possibly use going on in the future, which it's not going to be the same Bearing, at least visually, and that's unfortunate because I grew to know Bearing by that avatar, and knowing that he would have to possibly change that is really unfortunate. So, in the process of me going around trying to find what was going on with Bearing, I kind of stumbled upon this guy's YouTube channel, and he's going through some drama right now directly with Bearing and a lot of his fans. His name is Demotivator Opinion, but I think he also goes as Tim Blake. That's I assume, his real name. And his response video to a lot of the tweets that he's been receiving after his initial tweet, just the arrogance from this guy. He's just a fucking asshole, or that's how he comes off to me. Yeah, he's just a fucking asshole. He can have his opinion, and he expresses that multitude of times on this video, and I'm not going to do a proper response video. This guy really doesn't deserve it because he's just pretty much flapping bullshit anyway. But I guess the biggest thing is I'm not asking him to feel sorry that Bearing got taken down, because it could possibly be that it was a real flag from either Cartoon Network or someone who reported it to YouTube and they just took it into their own hands. But the fact that he is so happy that this happened is pretty telling. I mean, he wants to say, oh yeah, you have the freedom of speech and you can speak out and all this other shit. And then when he sees that someone has been taken down, just not trying to defend Bear by using a copyrighted character, it's just the fact that he's this happy about it. So I mean, you can kind of tell that he says he doesn't want to take part of it, and yet he would accept the outcome. He would accept the possibility of people who speak out against him being ripped off YouTube, whether it's legitimate or not, just so that there's less people to disagree with him and his buddy's point of views. And I guess that's the real sickening part, because Bearing, he puts a lot of anti-bullying stuff. You can't control what your audience does, and I really do believe that he doesn't want to have waves of people going to these people and just ripping him apart. And that's just the unfortunate thing that's the unfortunate consequence, and I think it happens both sides. So you can't say it's just this one person doing it or provoking it. People are going to do what they want to do. That's just the bottom line of it. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to go to these channels and they're going to rip on them. They do decide to close down. That's them. They can either disable comments, or they can disable the rating system, or they can just not post videos of ideology-driven videos that, once they are challenged on it, they fold like a deck of cards. That's just what happens. If you really feel strongly about this kind of stuff, those kind of voices shouldn't deter you from posting what you really believe. Right now I'm going to show you a clip of Demotivator Opinion. Like I said, it's not going to be a proper response video. It says I'm just going to show a clip. You can watch the whole thing. I'll link his entire video. It's a pretty shitty video. It's It's a horrible watch. But if you want the full context, his link will be in the bottom below. This is just a snippet.
I don't want to get involved in copyright. I don't want to get involved in flagging. I have no interest. If you tell me to flag someone, I'll just be like, on virtue, I might want to flag people. But I think it sets a bad precedent just in terms of content creators and fans having the ability to false flag and start wars and lead to a stifling of speech on YouTube. So I had absolutely nothing to do with it. So I don't know why people are moralizing at me about it. It seems to me they want me to be sad that a despicable piece of shit like Bearing got caught stealing something and then had his channel shut down, which is also not a false flag. That could be a true flag. A true flag that I had nothing to do with, but I can't feel sad about that. I'll only feel like, fuck that guy, because what he does on his own channel stifles the freedom of speech of others. And he's just existed solely as this person who makes money from trying to shut down feminists' voices on YouTube. They don't have the ability to have freedom of expression without receiving a firestorm of hate based specifically from videos that Bearing has made in response to them, specifically.
Because SJWs and feminists have never tried to stifle anyone's speech.
The latest news from establishment GOP, by the way, and it is Mitt Romney related, is that he could be up for Secretary of State. Mittens was the most... Oh, look what they've done. They've pulled the fire alarm. They've pulled the fire alarm. Good heavens. They're just trying to tell me I'm hot. I know.
Well, that was my opinion on what was going on, and hopefully Bearing gets all this sorted out and he can start making content again and he gets his channel back. I'm going to link a petition that you can sign to help bring Bearing back. The link will be in the description below. Go ahead and sign that like I did. Also, I'll give out the link to his second channel so you can subscribe there. Like I said, hopefully this all gets resolved and everything will be fine. Have a nice day.